Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Race number 9 at Gulfstream Park on Saturday kicks off the 50-cent pick 4. It's a grade 1 stakes race, and our Gulfstream Park Turf Handicap coverage is presented by DRF Bets. If you want to get involved in this pick 4 sequence, sign up to DRF Bets. You can access a $200 free bet, no deposit required, at drf.com/join when you use the promo code FREEBET09. Let's take a look at this field. Grade 1 caliber turf runners. Heart to Heart has been searching his entire 33 race career for a grade 1 stakes race. He's one of the better horses in recent memory not to win a grade 1.
I guess that's true. I mean, you hate to say it because I don't think any horse is really deserving of anything, but you'd like to see this horse get a grade 1 at some point. He's been a good horse for a long time. The grade 1s have so far eluded him. Not that he hasn't run really well in a lot of grade 1 races. He just hasn't been able to get it done. We'll see if he shows up with his best race here and he can make the front in this race, and it sort of looks like he can in this race. We'll see what happens. I guess that makes him really tough. I know that he had trouble to start last time, Dan, but he was bad in that race, and that bothers me. 15 triple-digit buyer speed figures in Heart to Heart's career, $1.5 million in earnings. He had a 7-race triple-digit buyer string last time out, triple-digit buyer string last time out in the Fort Lauderdale. That was snapped, but he did miss the break. And if there's one thing we know about Heart to Heart is if you deny him the lead, he is a different horse than when he is allowed to go out to the lead. As we see on the Timeform US pace projector, Julien Leparoux is back aboard. This horse should get the front. Yeah, I guess he should. The pace projector says he should. We'll see what happens with the number 2, One Go All Go, who's got speed, and I guess the 3 could show speed here too. But if this horse gets loose, he's dangerous, and you're right. Listen, when you deny him the lead, he's not as good. But he's run better than that without the lead than he did last time. I don't know what to say about his last race. He really has to rebound big time out of that race.
He is probably best at a true flat mile, but I was a little bit surprised when I looked at his career box in the DRF PPs and saw that Heart to Heart is just fine at a 1 1/8 with this pace scenario, but he's going to have to slow it down a little bit if you believe that he's a bit off form.
Well, I think that's why his record at a 1 1/8, and it's only 3 starts out of 33, but that's why his record is so good, because when they go longer distance with him, sometimes he just has such an easy time on the lead that he actually turns it into a shorter race. That was certainly the case the last time he went 9 furlongs, which was in the Knickerbocker at Belmont, I think at the end of 2016, not last year, the year before. I mean, he just walked on the lead in that race. They couldn't catch him in the stretch.
If you believe that Heart to Heart is vulnerable, it's all of a sudden a wide open race where there are several contenders that are evenly matched. I guess the number 5 Money Multiplier will be the second choice in this race. This horse has done some good work in the graded stakes ranks, but a lot of second place finishes, 7 from 19 lifetime starts, and I think an argument could be made that he's slightly better going longer. I know he won that grade 2 Monmouth Stakes 4 starts back, but that was just the right field off the layoff.
Yeah, right field at the right time there, and he got the job done. He ran well in his next start too, in the Sword Dancer. He just couldn't hold on at the end, but he ran well in that race. His last 2 starts of the year, and I realized that one of them was the Turf Classic against Beach Patrol, but he did not run his race that day. That was at a 1.5 miles, a little bit of cut in the ground that day. He doesn't like that. His Red Smith to end the year, not a good performance as the favorite. Good trip in that race, took dead aim in there, out-finished at the end. I don't like the way that he ended the year last year, but he's better than that. I guess he's got a race that makes him really tough in here. I'm just not a big fan, Dan, and I'm not betting him as the second choice.
Javier Castellano back aboard the number 5 Money Multiplier, 3-1. He's a Keeneland graduate. Let's talk a little bit about the 2 One Go All Go, and Scooter Dickey's done a really good job with One Go All Go. Improved him last time out at 30-1 to just get beat in the grade 2 Fort Lauderdale, the race where the complexion was changed and Heart to Heart missed the break. That being said, One Go All Go had dead aim on Shining Copper in the stretch, and it looked like he had a little hang in him that day.
He set a perfect trip. I like that he took a really nice run at that horse on the lead. It looks like he actually got by him in the stretch, maybe had about a head in front, couldn't seal the deal, out-finished at the end. He still ran well. And I guess he could fall into that same kind of trip in this race. If Heart to Heart does break this time and goes to lead, he can sit right behind him, maybe take a run at him and get in the stretch. He's been a good horse for a long time, too. I kind of want to see him back up that last race that he ran last time. I don't know if he can do it. I actually felt like he was pretty disappointing 2 starts back, too. I mean, how did he not win that race? The pace was legitimate, but I mean, he was clear in there all the way down to deep stretch. He got nailed.
Chad Brown has Money Multiplier. He also has the number 3 Kuralov, a horse moving from dirt to turf. Chad has had success with this move, as we see with this formulator fact over the past 3 years with older horses going dirt to turf, making the first star off a layoff of 45 days or or greater, 33%, a $2.32 ROI. This horse has a little bit of speed. He's done most of his damage in his career on dirt.
Yeah.
He has one on turf in his native Chile.
Yeah, his 4 starts on turf back in Chile, I guess, were okay. He did win one of them. There were a couple of photos that he didn't get. I don't know. It's pretty hard to tell for me if he's as good on turf as he is on dirt. Chad's making the switch here. I think maybe that has something to do with the fact that he was a little disappointed in his 2 dirt starts when he got over here at the end of last year.
At the very least, perhaps he could push Heart to Heart and help his uncoupled stablemate Money Multiplier. Chad used to train the number 6 March. He went away for a very long time, returned for a good young trainer in Jonathan Thomas. He came from off the pace to be a weak optional claiming field.
Yeah.
But look at Jonathan Thomas's formulator fact. Over the past 6 months, with last out winners on turf, he gets them good, he keeps them good. 44% winners, a $4.71 ROI. March has numbers on the Wayback Machine. I've never liked him at this distance. I know Thomas has been doing wonders recently with these kind of horses.
Yeah.
I like him at shorter distances than a 1 1/8 miles.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't, he was obviously fine on turf as a 3-year-old. I didn't love his turf races, but he was fine on it. I wonder how many of those Jonathan Thomas 5 winners were going from allowance to grade 1. Probably not too many. March was fine last time. I didn't love his race, but he certainly had a right to need one off a long layoff.
The 7 revved up for Shug McGahee. He's going to hope that Heart to Heart has a little company on the front end.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to come from off of it. He was compromised arguably last time out in the River City, a race where Shining Copper had a very easy lead. Shining Copper, also in sharp form, came back to win that Fort Lauderdale with a 101 Beyer speed figure. What do you think of his race 2 starts back at Churchill? Good solid performance, I thought, coming with a 4-wide sweep to win with a 99 Beyer.
Yeah, I liked his effort 2 starts back. He did come with a big wide run through the stretch. I liked the way he finished that race off, though. A nice strong finish from this horse. I thought last time, not only was the pace not that fast, yielding ground for this horse, I felt like he was sort of climbing early in that race. Like, he didn't really like the surface all that much. He still ran on through the stretch. I thought it was fine, but I think he'll be better back on firm ground. He's just going to need some pace.
Let's take a look at our top selections in the Grade 1 Gulfstream Park Turf Handicap. We're going to try to beat Heart to Heart. We respect him. Hasn't gotten the Grade 1 yet. Maybe he'll do it at our expense. Channel Maker, newly turned 4-year-old for Bilmont. This horse had some trouble, I thought, last time out in the Hollywood Derby when facing a very sharp Motown. Yeah,
I agree with that. I like that they got him sort of cut back to this more of a middle distance, too. I know he wanted a 1.5 miles earlier last year, but I don't really feel like he wants to go that far. That first start, the Twilight Derby, the first start out in California, Drayden Van Dyke just kept him wide all the way around the track, and he raced on. So last time, Castellano sort of did the opposite. He saved all the ground with this horse. He got into a little bit of traffic, but he rallied up the rail late. Only second best, but I thought it was a nice performance for him. I'll be honest, Dan, I didn't really know where to go in this race. I didn't really like anybody, but this horse should be a square price in here. I think this might be the right spot for him.
I'll be using Channel Maker to kick off the 50-cent pick 4, certainly, but I'm also going to use the number 4, High Happy. Now, bear with me a little bit, because I might have to explain this. High Happy hasn't been seen since April the 2nd, where he was racing on dirt in the Grade 3 Tokyo City. But this horse did some good work on turf in his native Argentina. I think he's just a rare case where he's probably equally as good on dirt as it is on turf. Made 2 starts in North America for trainer Felipe Souza in Southern California. The first, the Seabiscuit, was off a really long layoff. He made an early move and he tired. I'll give him that one. Then the San Marcos, a race with no pace whatsoever, and he was just hung out there 3 wide, never saw the rail. And he was facing some good sharp horses like It's in the Post, who came back to win a couple of graded stakes with Beyers of 98 and 100. He's never raced on turf with Lasix. He's now with Todd Pletcher. He has a little bit of tactical speed. We know what the money multipliers in the world, the Heart to Hearts, are capable of. I think your horse has a little bit of upside. I think this horse is still unexposed. Maybe Todd's using this race as a prep for something else off the long layoff. I think he drifts off the 4-1. I'll take a chance with High Happy.
I can't argue with any of that stuff. I think you make a real case for this horse. It's unfortunate in some ways. Obviously, you'd like to get the change to Pletcher. Unfortunate that you get the trainer change to Pletcher, though, because they got this horse 4-1 on the morning line. I'm not sure if that's the right price for him, but I think you make a lot of sense when you talk about this horse stepping into this spot. I think it's a good spot for him.
Mike's going to go with the 4, the 8 Channel Maker. I'm going to go with the 4 High Happy along with the 8 Channel Maker. I'll use Heart to Heart underneath in single race exotics. Again, if you're playing this pick 4, if you're playing the whole card at Gulfstream Park on Saturday, no better place than DRF Bets, where you access a $200 free bet with no deposit required at drf.com/join when you use the promo code FREEBET09. Approximate post time for the Grade 1 Gulfstream Park Turf, 4:10 Eastern on Saturday. Good luck.